Alrighty, welcome to my World Championship Qualifier tournament report. So I took Centurion White Forest Toy Ox. Unfortunately, I did pretty bad, but I had a blast. Yeah, well, before getting into anything else, let's get into deck list. So it's 40 cards. For the Centurion package, we're playing 1 Gargoyle, 1 Atri, 1 Trudea, and 2 Primera. One thing I experienced with testing, with testing was that, too many Centurion cards, in the build kind of led to some awkward hands where I just had, a ton of Centurion cards and, no way to put them all into play. So playing kind of a reduced package like this definitely felt a lot better. Primera's super easy to get to, but at the same time, if the first one gets negated, if this is my starter and the first one gets negated, and then I have a stand-up, having that second one is kind of nice for follow-up turns. So I don't think I would go down to 1 Primera, at least not with my current list. So we'll kind of have to see how that goes. Everything else felt really good, though. Sometimes I did miss the second Trudea, but not drawing her was definitely nice. Then we played 2 Stellar, 2 Elzets, and 1 Rusha. I wanted to have 3 of the White Forest Secret Rares, but I couldn't guarantee that I'd be able to get them before the tournament started, so I submitted my list with 2 of each. And for the most part, this did feel fine. I had played around with running a copy of Sylvie and also 2 copies of Rusha, but eventually I settled on just the 1 Rusha, and I think that's fine. Just because, she can always come back. If you're getting to her with these, then you're making the Synchros, the level 6s, so she should always be able to come back once she's hit the board, and the draw effect also is nice sometimes, assuming you don't get hit with Droll. We played 1 each of Toy Tank and Toy Soldier. I didn't like having multiples of these just because I don't want to draw these guys. I want to draw the Toy Box. So this kind of felt like the right ratio. I haven't really had any complaints about playing this particular number of monsters. I might put Toy Box back to 3. Currently I'm only running 2, and I have liked that ratio for the most part. For hand traps, we're playing 3 Veiler, 3 Ash, a Magnamut, and a Druis Worm. I did that backwards, but that's fine. These felt really strong. I definitely... Hand traps in this deck are weird. One thing I did miss was Droplet. I definitely should have had Droplet into the deck instead of something else. We'll go over my one real problem with the deck and the spells. These always felt pretty good, though. Honestly, my only complaint is that some matchups I was not as experienced as I should have been, and so I did kind of misplay a little bit. Droll in the main might have also been really good. It's hard to say for certain. At least in hindsight, it is. Yeah, no, it probably would have been good. I don't know. But yeah, that's all the monsters. Kind of heavy on the monster count, I'm not gonna lie. For spells, we played 3 stand-up and 3 Emblema, because these are kind of just really strong starters, and also Emblema is a decent enough extender. We also played, I already took them out, but 3 Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator is, every time I had it, it didn't do anything, and I cited it out literally every game. I think I built my list a bit too careful about wanting to play through hand traps instead of just having, more extenders, and, the toolbox nature of this deck. Definitely, I don't think I needed to be as careful. Maybe if I was maining Droll, having the crossout for that, because that Droll does hurt the deck. That might have been smart. But it was definitely a really good learning experience. I don't think I would play crossout, in the future. It just doesn't feel good, because, Like, the other problem is that, like, Snake Eye Fiendsmith, Yubel, like, they have so much space for hand traps, that, like, unless you're playing one of those lists, you cannot play enough hand traps to, like, justify cross out, like, hitting everything. And I didn't like the idea of playing, like, one of each of the cross out targets, just on the off chance that I did come across them, because then also there's the chance that they're, bricking my hand or something, so I can't actually play the game. So yeah, it was a really weird deck building decision, and I definitely think I made the wrong call. We had same issue with the other White Forest stuff. I only had 2 of these going into the event, so I just decided to lock in 2 copies. I actually cited one of these out a lot, just because I kept drawing it without any spellcasters, and so the problem with the White Forest stuff is right now there is no 1-card combo. That, that's not a dig at the deck or anything, that's just how it is. So because of that, you kind of need to, like, max out on everything so that you have a greater chance of opening, like, the 2-card combos. Like, the Centurions cover the 1-card combo aspect, but, like, having any of the White Forest cards, with, Tails, or having, like, LZ plus Toy Box is, like, the best 2-card combo in the deck I've found. And then if I also happen to have, like, a Primera, then the combo just gets infinitely better. I was able to end on incredibly strong boards that still Calamity locked, but also I had, like, Chaos Angel as added protection. So yeah, that's really, really strong. 2 Toy Box, I definitely wish I'd played a 3rd. I could have, but in the, some of the earlier builds I was testing, it wasn't coming up as much. So I thought 2 was fine. A 3rd definitely would have helped, just to see it sooner, because this is a really solid extender, but also the attack effect. When an opponent's monster clears an attack, you can send a face down card you control to grade to destroy the attacking monster. That actually came up a lot and, like, kept opponents from swinging at me without, like, wasting resources to get rid of it. So that was kind of fun. And then the last spell card is Called by the Grave. I think Called by definitely put in a lot of work when I did see it. So realistically, I think I would have been fine without Crossout, because Called by just did what I needed Crossout to do, but better. For traps, we're playing 1 Phalanx, 1 Reframing, and 1 Silhouette Trick. So I kind of like these because they're just 3 searchable one-ofs that, like, help control the game in different ways. Silhouette Trick is also a level 4 Dark Monster, which is relevant for, like, Chaos Angel, mainly for Chaos Angel, but also, it's another level 4, and so if I only have, like, a Primera, I can special the Primera, and then I can make a level 8 Synchro. So that's just kind of a fun little interaction. Reframing is just a good counter trap that just needs a Synchro on the field to negate the activation of something. So that was really nice. Anytime I went second, I actually was citing these out. Maybe I could have left the Phalanx in. I don't know if it would have mattered, but going second, I felt like these were strictly for going first, essentially. And then also we had 3 Imperm, because Imperm is probably tied for best hand trap right now. Just being able to, like, it's really good going first, but it's also really good going second. And it's, like, pairing it with any other hand trap is usually strong. So yeah, that's the main deck. It is 40 cards. What I wound up doing with Crossout is swapping it out for the 3rd copy of the 3 White Forest cards. So if you're wondering what to do with Crossouts, those are what I stuck in. At least for now. I am working on changing the deck a fair bit. Just trying some stuff out, because I didn't make day 2, so I did some regional flights to try and get my invite for next year, and I saw a lot of other Centurion White Forest players, and got some advice on deck building from them. We kind of shared ideas and stuff, so that was fun. For extra deck, though, we play one Silvera. It's a Book of Eclipse, and it gives double piercing damage and 500 attack to your illusion and spellcaster synchros. Arcila, which is a you send a spell trap from hand or field on summon, and you search for a white forest card or a light spellcaster. I didn't realize it initially. I didn't put two and two together, but being able to add Effect Failure is actually like really strong. If you already have like the search spell you want or like the tuner that you need. So her effect was really nice. And this is also why Silhouette Trick was nice, because like with these and then special the Silhouette Trick, I could synchro into Chaos Angel with the Light and the Dark, which I actually did a few times and it was very nice. We also played one copy of Diabel. So Diabel was weird. How do I... Unfortunately, the summon effect I never really pulled off. But there were times where I got to add a spell trap back by using one of these to summon her. So that was really nice. It's weird. I don't think I would cut her because the effect is really good, being able to bring either of these out on the opponent's turn and then like just either get something, trigger an effect, or flip all their stuff down. That it is nice on paper. We are playing also Visas and Miratara to search for reframing. He's also a synchro tuner as well. So that's kind of nice when I'm trying to like fix levels to make, because often I would make him search for the counter trap and then go into Auxilla, search for Phalanx. So that like sort of climb gets me into 2 interrupts and the Auxilla to set up for the following turn. So yeah, these, I don't think I would change any of these, at least with the current way that I've built the deck and understand it and everything. A Miratara definitely caught people off guard too, being able to search for the counter trap, and then like watching them try to play around it. That was really nice. So yeah, a Miratara definitely really strong. I will also admit at some point I did consider running a actual Manadium version of White Forest and or Centurion, just because like you have all the field spells and stuff and like the one card combos. But I haven't gone beyond the theory of that. Chaos Angel was absolutely like the best card in the deck. There were so many games where I stuck him on the board with a Light and a Dark and they just could not do anything to it. So yeah, Chaos Angel was absolutely fantastic. I will say the one problem I encountered with him was I didn't know that if Phantom of Yubel uses the effect on like any of my synchros to change the effect, even with Chaos Angel out making my monsters unaffected, Phantom of Yubel still changes the effect. My understanding is that it's not affecting the monster directly, it's just changing what the effect actually does. It's sort of a weird squares are what is it? It's rectangles are squares are rectangles or rectangles aren't squares. It's like that. So like it's affecting the effect of the card, not the card itself. It's really weird. Yu-Gi-Oh is very complicated, unfortunately. But yeah, Chaos Angel was fantastic. I honestly I could even see myself trying to bump it at 2. I only have 1 at the moment, so obviously I don't know what that I would do that or what I would take out just yet. Crimson Dragon, Auxilla, 2 Legatia, Calamity, and Cosmic. Excuse me. So yeah, these guys are the 12s. I will say, Calamity is really strong, don't get me wrong, but I kind of don't like it just because of how it sort of forces the deck into this linear playstyle rather than being this really cool, powerful toolbox deck. But also, there were some decks that just did not care about getting Calamity locked. Like, Yubel can still just summon Phantom from, like, using stuff in the hand. And then, like, on the follow-up turn, you have to deal with it. And if they're because the opponent has priority to do something in main before you can actually use your shit to make Crimson and then make Calamity, they have the ability to activate a card, essentially, in the main phase. So they would be like, activate Nightmare Throne, and if they play Nightmare Throne, you're fucked, because that just does so much for the deck. And it makes it really hard to keep a Yubel off the board. Yubel was actually like the hardest thing for me to figure out. Um, like Snake Eye Fiendsmith, like those kind of decks. Honestly, I feel like I have a good grasp on how they work and like what their choke points and everything are, but Yubel is such a weird deck in how it approaches like gameplay. Like I had a massive board with skill drain, and I still could not clear out their field of Yubel monsters. Like they had Yubel out, and then I cleared that. They brought out Terra Incarnate. I cleared that. And then Nightmare Throne brought out Spirit of Yubel. Spirit of Yubel died, brought back Yubel, and it was just like I could not keep shit off the field. So I think that was a game one, so I didn't have the option of like bringing in Cosmic Cyclones or anything, unfortunately. But yeah, this package definitely bread and butter of the deck. If I were to take out Calamity, or like if he inevitably gets banned, like everyone probably agrees he should be banned because it's a no fun allowed card. The only thing I can think of is like Supernova. And Supernova's kind of weird. Like, I didn't like running Supernova in the pure Centurion build. I could put Dispater back in, because with the White Forest stuff and Atri, you can make Dispater a lot more frequently in this build, I believe. So maybe that's something I'll do. I need to play around with it a bit. For the non-synchros, I played Baguska, which was definitely a good call. There were a few games where it came up, and just having to sit on this for 2-3 turns was enough to get me into the game. Unfortunately, it didn't win me the game, but it made it so I didn't automatically lose. We played Sky Crisis, again, just a nice utility card. We played the Rabbit, and we played SP. Rabbit actually came up a lot. I will say Little Knight, I didn't make nearly as much as I probably should have. There were some times where I went for a Synchro instead of Little Knight, and I think that might have cost me sometimes. Just because Little Knight can permanently banish something, and then the dodging effect is really nice. I definitely was just kind of being stubborn, I think. For the side deck. Side deck's pretty simple, straightforward. We had 3 Droll. I think I should have mained these side the crossouts instead. That's, something that more testing would have done, but I sort of switched from pure Centurion to the White Forest Toy Box build at like the last minute before the event, before I submitted my list, so I didn't really that's a problem. That's my own problem. That's my own fault. I should have been more. I should have played what I was more comfortable with, basically. Because even if I think this build is better and like has a higher power ceiling and can like extend and push through disruptions and stuff, there were a lot of times where I was figuring out my lines on the fly, and that's just not good for playing in a WCQ. But it was also the first time I've been to a WCQ, so I can't really complain too much about how it went. Triple Cosmic, do I need to say anything about Cosmic? Like stuff like Nightmare Throne, just being able to hit it with this, get it off the board, you deny them the search effect. Really strong. Definitely, I don't think this will go anywhere anytime soon. We got 3D Barrier. This card was not as good as I would like it to be. Like, against Tenbai mainly, because you have to call Synchro, and then you're shutting off your own Synchros as well. That's definitely a problem. But also, I figured I have it as a crossout target, if nothing else. So, I mean, we played 3 evenly. I never saw this. I sighted it in basically any time I was going second, and I never saw it, so unfortunate. I imagine had I seen it going second, might have changed things a little bit, but I mean, that's, what ifs. And then Skill Drain. Skill Drain is, so this deck's a lot like Snake Eye, in that I can send this to Rave as a cost with my like combo pieces and just get it off the field after it's done what it needs to do. So that was kind of nice. But yeah, skill drain. Probably should go to one again because we're just hitting all the floodgates again, and nobody likes skill drain. So, you know, degenerate card is degenerate. That's about all I need to say. As for matchups, there's my notebook. Matchups. So round one, I was against Memento Fiendsmith, and as you can see, they got me in time. This was almost a draw, but they weren't sure if they could get to Lacrima, and they were able to. Unfortunately, we started game 3 in time, so basically we had like a minute into turn 1, and then he just had to see if he could get to Lacrima or not. That's like my only complaint about Fiendsmith is how it trivializes end of match procedures, but that's probably more a matter of the end of match procedure being kind of not good. Round 2 was a like 60 card Yubel Fiendsmith Kashtira deck. This one we tied in game 3, and he literally won because he attacked me directly for 200, 100 each with Samsara D-Lotus and a Yubel. So I literally lost because of the Kashtira field spell boosting everything by 100. That game was super close though. I definitely played like the best that I could have for that game, so I'm not mad about that. Round 3 was branded. I got puppet locked. Yeah, not really much else to say. I got puppet locked game 1 because I lost the dice roll, and then game 2 I just bricked really bad and I couldn't actually play the game. Round 4 was Tenpai Horus, and game 1 I believe I calamity locked, and then game 2 I completely misplayed on like every level. Like probably the biggest issue was that when I was side decking, I mixed up the stacks of cards to go in and go out of the deck, and so I basically just didn't side deck game 2. And the reason I know that I didn't is I drew Effect Failure, which I had sided out because I assumed I was going first. And it could have been either a skill drain or a dimensional barrier. And had it been one of those, I think he said if it was skill drain, he actually would have lost. So had I actually side decked that game, I would have won the match. And that's my own fault. I cannot blame anyone else for that. Round 5, I didn't write down the deck, but it was Fiendsmith of Monica, and you can tell by all the 500 dings. I just did not know how to play against this deck. I had Ash both games for Requiem, which I thought was really strong. But then she just did full Fiendsmith or full Valmonica combos, and I didn't know what to do. So like I couldn't like game 1 she ended on Apollosa, one of the Valmonica Link ones, and something else I forget. I managed to interrupt her, and like I thought I was coming back with Bestials messing with her graveyard, but she fucking did the fucking thing that stole my monster after I stuck a Druisworm on the board. So she just stole my Druisworm and just killed me. And then game 2 was pretty much the same thing. I didn't see any of my side cards, and she was able to break my board super easily. So that was genuinely a crazy fucking deck. Round 6 was Snake Eye Fiendsmith, or Snake Eye Fire King rather, and I think I misplayed a couple times, but I didn't, it was just, I believe we went to time in game 2, and he was able to hit me for like 900 damage, putting me under and won the game that way. Honestly, most of the games that I actually lost, I probably could have won if time was less of a factor. Salamangreat, my only win of the night. Luckily I kind of know how Salamangreat works. I played the deck when it came out, for like a year, and then one of my friends plays the deck, so I kind of just knew how it worked for the most part. I haven't really seen like with what Promethean Princess does for the deck yet, but I mean, I know how it works in Snake Eyes, so I kind of got the gist of things, and I was able to kind of, I believe I Calamity locked game 1 and game 3, so round 9 and round 8, I just got a free win. Round 8 was a no-show, and round 9 I got the bye. So, yeah, and then the regional fight that I did, round 1 was a mirror match. I managed to steal the win, but round 2 I lost to Bell Fiendsmith. Again, this match I definitely misplayed a lot in game 2 as well. Like, it's such a hard deck to fucking read, like, and just, like, the amount of different, like, fiend things you can do, it's really hard to tell what it's going to do. I definitely think I could have played better, but at the same time, I also just, I do think I played to the best of what I know anyway, so, yeah, that's the WCQ, sort of tournament report, deck profile thingamajig. You know, we got my nice little sleeves. I got a Wing Karibo coin that I really like. Yeah, so that's gonna do it. I'm gonna get back to working on deck lists, and I believe there's a regional in the area sometime in, I want to say it's either September or October. So yeah, I'll probably post some more stuff around then, see what I'm working on. I picked up Voiceless Voice, so depending on how the ban list goes, I might try and work something with that. I am considering, I feel like White Forest Voiceless Voice might be kind of a cool deck to play. Because like the Voiceless Voice stuff doesn't really need its normal summon, except for low, and you don't even necessarily need that. So like, and then like the toy monsters are like good ritual fodder, and being able to like recycle the spells with the Seravis human form is pretty cool. So I feel like there's a lot of cool synergies that you can build on between the two strategies, but I don't know if I want to take down the Centurion build, especially with the Rage of the Abyss support coming out. Like that blew me away. Like that, the fact that Fiendsmith has a 1-card combo into Centurion now to Calamity Lock because of the new stuff is crazy. I both love it and I hate it. But I assume that's not going to be doable by the time that set comes out, because we should be getting a ban list later next month. So hopefully that actually is a nice sort of fix for a lot of the problems in the game right now. We'll have to see, though. In the meantime, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.